Hello everybody, this is the Ågesta, and one of my pet peeves when it comes to movies is that I get really annoyed when movies turns more into activism rather than entertainment, and I swing at both sides of the fences here. Pure flicks and their fucking gross nonsense I have no patience with whatsoever. The same thing is with, you know, woke bullshit. I have a problem with both of them. I simply hate both of the extremists of this thing. This movie is sort of kind of a little bit of a activist movie, but at least it had the decency of having lots and lots of spectacular gore and a great revenge tale. But I could have really skipped a lot of the writing on your forehead things that they do, especially in the end credits. Those end credits could not have, you know, gone down well south of the Mason-Dixon line. But let's talk about the rest of the movie. This is Antebelum. So we are in Virginia or Mississippi or you know, some place like that, and it is a classical plantation situation during the Civil War, and this is a plantation for slaves who have behaved badly and tried to escape and needs to be extra corrected, so they're being extra harsh on these specific slaves. And one of these slaves is Eden. Now Eden has already tried to escape unsuccessfully, and the situation on this particular camp is rather horrible, and the women are being taken advantage of by the awful, horrible Southerners, and the men are being treated awful and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, Veronica, played by the same actress, wakes up and is a activist, philanthropist, lawyer, doctor, stuff like that, who is fighting for equal rights and feminism and all that good stuff. And I was thinking, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? And then, because this takes place in modern time and stuff is happening, and I was thinking, what is this? Is this a time travel movie? Is it a time glitch? Is she remembering, something that happened to her ancestors or something like that? Or is it a test? Is it a, some kind of a, multi-dimensional thing? I'm not going to say what the twist is, but when the twist was revealed, I was half eye rolling and half, oh my god. And I always try to meet filmmakers halfway. If they can present something that is as batshit insane as this is and still kind of make it work, because you do care about it and you do care about her strife as she's trying to plan her escape from this horrendous place. And because this movie is very carefully manipulating you into the thinking a certain way, you will ultimately be fully on her side when it is time to do the Tarantino revenge part of the movie. The movie is kind of oddly structured, and there are bits and pieces that you really could have cut down severely on, and I wish they could have enhanced some bits of the movie that I thought was really good, and they could have cut down stuff that I thought was a little bit too much on the nose and sequences that kind of dragged a little bit. But I will say that the opening sequence of this movie is absolutely mwah! When you're having these continuation shots throughout the entire camp, and you're seeing stuff is happening. There's one interrupted shot when the credits are rolling. I love those things. I love those establishing shots. It is one of my favorite establishing shots of this entire decade. The movie presents a rather nice little buffet of violence and revenge porn, which I am all for, and the third act of the movie is very strong. And because this movie had such a strong third act, I was able to look past some of the more questionable choices that they present throughout the movie. Should you see this movie? Yes, I would check this movie out. It is not a movie without its flaws, and some of you probably will hate this movie and some of you will probably love this movie. It is a polarizing movie, but I think that me by and large thought that it was a good movie. I wished that they could have toned down some stuff and they could have, made this movie a little less how shall I say it, a little less social justice warrior-ish. But the story itself, and taken as a whole, I still think it held up pretty well, and I'm not unhappy that I saw it. I'm not going to rewatch it ever again, I think, but I still think that it was a fun little watch, and the last bits of the movie was actually kind of awesome. I went back and forward when I saw this movie, because on the one hand the movie is kind of stupid, kind of insane, and it's a little bit too much on the nose in some cases, but it also features a really awesome third act, some great violence, and on top of that a really great soundtrack. The acting is okay at best. There is a couple of really wonky performances in this one, but by and large they're totally fine. I give this movie 58 points. It is not an amazing movie, but it has some bits and pieces to it which I really liked. So I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.